thank you for coming out here today. So, how would you feel if you couldn't readily contact someone in case of an emergency? Well, that's how we're beginning to feel at school today. This year, we're required to put our phones up into pouches before every class. And every time I do this, I worry about what might happen. And how would it feel if something terrible did happen and you weren't able to contact me while I was at school? Well, schools all over Ohio and the U.S. are adopting new policies regarding phone laws. But what if this approach is wrong? Today, I would like to explain to you how it is restrictive, how phones can be used responsibly, and the positive outcomes of using phones. I'll begin by explaining how it restricts students. New laws hinder the productivity in the modern day classroom. It also disconnects us from each other. Students are faced with obstacles in the modern educational classroom now with this ban. It restricts students' accesses to resources, hinders their communication, and it fails to prepare them for the future. Technology keeps getting used more and more every day. Phones are now becoming a part of life, and to take them farther out of classrooms may leave us unprepared for the future. According to Student Tutor, allowing smartphones in classes will assist students in building skills which will help them for the future. A study from Pew Research Center stated that in many countries, people are beginning to see the benefits and positive influence of the internet on the economy and education. In the digital workplace of today, phones have become vital tools. They're used for communication, productivity, collaboration, and professional development. Allowing students to use their phone in schools is important. If they're taken away, they may not fully develop some of the necessary skills. According to Top Hat, a survey in 2017 showed that 75% of students felt that digital devices help them learn more effectively in class. And also 94% of students said that they want to use cell phones in school for academic purposes. This ban mainly affects our current students who would normally thrive in our future society. A quote from Top Hat states, "Rather than battling over smartphones in the classroom," he says, "instructors need to change their negative digital mindsets and embrace mobile devices as powerful instructional tools with the potential to revolutionize teaching and learning." Phones can be used responsibly in class and school. Certain apps can be created for educational purposes, and it could teach students how to incorporate phones into their work. Doing this will lead to a more connected and modern feel to the classroom. This idea can be adopted in the class by teachers creating apps or potentially teachers sharing apps between each other to use. Teachers could also allow students to use their own educational apps during the day. Now, to raise awareness about this, we would need to contact school boards, and by doing so, we may be able to change the current policies. First, you would need to form a committee or group focusing on the issue at hand to form guidelines on what the new policy should be. Now, these people can be administrators, teachers, parents, or even students. Now, after getting your group together, attend a school board meeting to communicate your ideas of a new policy. Now, it may take a little bit of work to bring this idea into the classrooms, but it will be worth it for the education of your children and others to come. Now, let's look at the positive outcomes of this. So, allowing students to use their phones responsibly in school can have many positive outcomes. According to explorers, some outcomes are learning self-discipline, improving learning, increasing engagement, and enhancing communication. If this ban stays in place, there may be some negative consequences as well. According to Schneid, things such as limited access to learning resources and not fully developing the digital literacy skills could take place. There are also other communication-based things as well, such as not being able to access essential emergency contacts or emergency services. Now, as you can see, allowing students can be very, very beneficial towards their present and future selves. Restricting the negative consequences on their lives. Now, I've told you about the new laws and how they create obstacles, how phones can be used responsibly, and the possible positive and negative results from the ban. Now, these current students that are going through school right now will shape our future. If we don't allow them to make their own choices and learn the proper things to build our society, then it may not be the ideal place for you or your children. Now, I'm going to leave you all with this quote from Alan Kay. The best way to predict the future is to invent it. So, allow the children of our society to build the future with our expanding technologies. Thank you.